first block. So what does that lead into? Oh, your favorite. Okay? The one everybody claps for. All right? So what we're doing is we're trying to show you some inside lines using your own style. Does that make sense? Okay? Okay, guys, what I'd like to do is we're going to team up here a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to stay in about B and C range, or medium and longer range. In fact, I like to lengthen your range out when you can, when you feel comfortable. You're going to get this tight in here, and you're going to just work on these transitions. And higher. Okay? Up there, go. Up there. Break it through. There you go. Break high. Okay. Remember, transition of sword happens with your hand. If I have a fully collapsed hand on my weapon, and I'm tense and I'm gripping that thing so it's never going to leave me, I throw a shot, there's the stopping point, isn't it? Is that a good stopping point? No. Remember, it goes from top finger to bottom finger. Good way to train this is stand right in front of your opponent, arm pull out, and just have them practice. Not going back at all. Because then when we apply that, it's okay? That's fundamental to the end of the blow. How many people really show people that? Good. Okay, but you know it's fundamental. Because it also allows you to break a different angle. So if I got a high, if I got to break a higher angle like that. If I got to break an outside angle, I want to hit him in the back of the head. Right? He's going to walk into a block. Okay? Exactly. Sometimes I can let go, literally let go of my sword and hit people and have it bounce back in my hand.
I'll have just the pinky and
You
the
got it.
the rest of the hand to go.
Right. And what you're doing is you're changing up that angle. Okay? So, right now what we want to practice is, you guys, and this isn't full out or anything else, it's nice and slow at the beginning. We're going to get in front of the guy, and you get in the defense, and your job is just to look, and that guy's going to not even move. And remember, he's going to hit you next. So he's going to hit you harder than you hit him. Okay? Especially if you hit him hard. So just all we're going to do is we're going to work on that elbow pushing through. Okay? Elbow pushing through, hip pushing through with it, and the break high, turn the wrist. Okay? Here we are. Rising that same angle. Okay?
That's above the sword.
That's above the sword. Now if he raises his sword up for the block, right? All of a sudden, there we are. So now I can come over here, or go ahead and do it again. I can still break a little deeper. Okay?
Okay, so can I see you do that for me?
Right? That good?
I don't want you to go up so much.
That's how a lot of people.
You gotta stand right here. Bang. So don't bend over.
And draw him in a little bit. Draw him in. Okay? The worst thing a tall person can do is lean over. And guess what? That's your favorite hand.
Yes.
Okay? That's probably how you get a lot of thrust in the face and other things like that. But anything happens, okay? As soon as they lean a little. Okay, a couple people wanted to see this tight A-frame here. Wanted to come out. Okay? My standard A-frame is he's in my way. Okay, my hips are always forward, because if my hips are back here, can I throw that low? Not very easily. In fact, when I throw low, I got to spin through. Okay? So I'm a little square. Okay? This takes away the top side head. Over my block is, he throws in my head. Did I move my shield? Throws in my leg. Okay? Blocking is always crouching. One less shield movement to make. And then if you throw the fake, no big deal. My first block was a crouch, minimizing target area. Second block was a shield. Okay? Last block is the air. You do a lot of hand blocking, be sure. Okay? So here we are. And go ahead. What do you see? Come on. what you're applying pressure. And my job is to make it look as simple as possible. You throw everything you have, and I just breathe out. And then sooner or later, after like second, third floor, you're like, there's nothing I can do. Then thank you very much for getting one. Okay? So sometimes it may be a hard block to make. But if you make it look simple, you just took away your best blow, you're like, oh. Okay? And that's a great place to be. The less confidence they have, the better.
Right.
Yes?
Any difference in shield style or size for that A-frame?
I'm going to tell you, my A-frame with this is the same A-frame I did with my heater. Okay? Shield is all about position. Okay? Doesn't matter how big your heater is, how small, all about position. Okay? We fight a lot of guys from PEs and landing up. Their shields are very big. They're chin to knee, right? You guys have seen them. Okay? But, you know, this is a giant shield. Okay, my shield is much smaller. My heater would be small. But, you know, the idea is if you have good skill, you don't rely on the shield, you don't rely on your shoulder, you rely on yourself for range and position and movement. You will be the fighter. Not, I have a 42-inch sword that I can reach you from out here. Well, what happens when you think I take the 42-inch sword away? And you only get to 36 inches to throw it. Right? So you went for relying on your weapon. Now you don't know what to do because you don't know how to rely on yourself. This fight is you guys. Not what you wear, not what you carry, not what you block with. If I have a tiny shield, I better have great range. Control. Okay? If I have a giant shield, I better know how to control outside angles because they're going to work them hard on. And you have to know how to use it. I constantly walk up to people and say, you need to take 2 inches off your sword. You need to, you know, just because, not because they necessarily have to, but I want them to experience, you know, stop relying on your weapon and rely on you. And all of a sudden, the guy's like, he's out here where he can throw his sword before with his sword. Now he's throwing with his body. Now he's learning how to control range. He's relying on himself instead of his weapon to control it. So which guy's better? The guy that relies on himself. And that's why a lot of times it doesn't matter if you're 6'6", right? Or 5'4". Okay? Or 4'10". You can control that range. Maybe you're tiny and take you 3 steps to get in. Well, that's not so bad. If I have to get 3 steps in on him, I go, okay, freeze him into the spot. All right, I go, hey you, here. Oh, great, wait till he commits, and then you step in. But you're controlling the fight at that point. Okay? And then, you know, that's a big one. You're trying to get him moving, and okay, you just made half the movement that I knew. Okay? All right, so what we want to try here, guys, is again, I'd like you to square up a little bit. Make sure your feet. You can go right back to your normal form later, I don't care. I just want you to try it for once. And what you're going to find is that first thing you're going to feel like you're not throwing very hard. Okay? I mean, literally, go ahead, let me grab Ty with me for a second. Actually, ready? Now, I just want you to roll this shoulder inside over. Good. Now relax. And just snap it out quick. Push! Hit with the tip above my foot. Ah, there. There. How does those last ones? They're hard. Now, they don't feel very hard, do they? Okay? In fact, I've gone to a lot of places, they're like, no, that's not hard enough here. I'm like, you don't realize. So I grab one of their guys and I put him in front of them. They will not believe me. I put him in front and I hit him. They're like, oh yeah, well, that's good. They're like, no, it ain't. Okay, argue with your guy. That's fine. The key here is, you notice how that breaks up. Actually, you have to be relaxed to break up, don't you? And the good part about being relaxed is now you can go into a defensive position or retense for another shot. Okay? Because you can throw that double high very fast. Like a very normal shot. Like, yeah, double high. Good. Now, raise So give them something to energize on a little bit. Now this time, and you're raising up a little bit. Try to breathe. There. Feels different a little bit, doesn't it? Okay. Yep. We got the feel, guys. You think you can do it? Again, try to split it off so you can help the younger guys. And again, you guys can do this with it. And you guys, the lefties can go with the righty if you want. So, okay. Yeah. And Brannos. And live right now. And then you live like ours.